Hey, Jamie. Somehow I ended up out here at the Scott Firefighter Combat Challenge today live. And I cannot believe I'm saying this, but somehow I let Travis Leader talk me into doing this with him. Coming up a little bit later on the news at 5, I'll let you guys know how we did and why I have an oxygen hose. I'll tell you all about that coming up in just a little bit. We'll see you later. Hey, welcome back to the news at 5. Daniel Sparkman, along with Travis Leader. We're out here at the Scott Firefighter Combat Challenge, and let me tell you, it's definitely a challenge.
It was more than a challenge. They say, ESPN says it's the toughest 2 minutes in sports. Well, it took us about 6 minutes.
Toughest 6 minutes in sports.
And that was with a lot of help.
You know what? I got a bone to pick with you. How did you get me out here to do this, to run this?
You were the one that wanted to do it, and then he got out here, and once he started going through the race, it wasn't as fun as he thought it was going to be.
Hey, I took off, lickety-split up those stairs behind us, and I was ready to go, and we got back down here to the bottom of the stairs. We have to beat that steel beam.
The sledgehammer part.
Yeah.
And when I looked at the video replay of me hitting the sledgehammer, it was the most pathetic amount of athleticism I've ever had in my entire life. I could only move it about an inch at a time. They had to pull it to get me to the 5 feet that I needed to hit the sledgehammer, which was how bad I was doing at that point.
Oh, man.
You had a tough time on the fire hose, if I remember correctly.
See, we got to the fire hose, and then I didn't throw it over my shoulder, which is what you're supposed to do. Throw it over your shoulder, and then you drag it, and you have to put out the fake fire over here. That was a tough thing, but what got me, the worst part of it, was when you had to drag that 175-pound Rescue Randy 106 feet, and I got about halfway.
And we were talking about this. The dummy weighs more than both of us do, which made it really hard, and I'm surprised you were able to get it halfway. I was lucky to get it 3 feet before I needed additional help to get it across the finish line. That's how hard it was for me.
Talking about additional help, I did oxygen. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, we had to go into the paramedic tent to get our blood pressure checked and everything. It was easily the most physically demanding thing that I've ever gone through. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the toughest things I've ever done. And Travis will have more coming up tonight at 10. But for now, that's it from out here at the Scott Firefighter Combat Challenge. More news at 5 coming up right after this. Stay with us.
And meantime, let's head back out to Daniel Sparkman, who has had a busy day over at the Firefighter Combat Challenge, and I believe he even tried it himself. Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Janie, let me tell you, after running this, I absolutely have a newfound respect for firefighters and all that they do, because this is definitely the toughest 2 minutes in sports. But you know what? It started out cold today, and then ended up the sun came out. It's been a beautiful afternoon for this Firefighters Challenge today and tomorrow. And now let's get a final check on that forecast from Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Richard?